Hey guys, Pastor Dustin Neely here. I wanted to take just a moment and offer the second of my reflections from our recent trip to Ghana. And if you're just joining us, we just went over there to visit our soon-to-be son, we hope, in his orphanage, and we also did some practical mission work there through our local church. And I wanted to reflect on something that I was thinking about on the flight back home. And that is the question, why is it that it's so easy for us to be on mission overseas, but so hard for us to be on mission right here in the United States? And I think the answer lies in two camps. Number one, it's in our identity and also in our activity. Let's talk about identity first. See, when we go on these mission trips, what are we? We are missionaries. It's a fundamental understanding that this is who we are when we go there. So when I went to the orphanage and to do the paperwork and to visit the other orphans and to feed the village, I knew I was going there. I am a missionary. But the same is true right here in the United States. When I come home from work, I'm on mission with my neighbors. When I'm in my home with my children that are not yet followers of Jesus, I'm on mission with them. When I counsel the people in my church, I'm continuing on mission with them, preaching the gospel to them time and time again. I am a missionary. And the same is true for you. Even though you might not have the title, you and I are missionaries. Jesus gave us a great commission that applies not only on foreign soil, but on domestic soil as well. And the question here is, do we know that one of the most fundamental identities for a Christian is that of a missionary? So that's who we are. Now, how does it bleed over into what we do? Well, there we move from identity to activity. And see, the best way for us to understand this in the foreign terms is that a missionary goes and does missionary things. He preaches the gospel. He feeds people. He teaches people the Bible. Well, the same is true here in the United States. Now, the way that we do those things might look a little different, but we're just as much on mission here, and we need to be about those things. Here's a practical way we do it as a family. Now, you may have a different conviction about this, and if so, that's between you and Jesus, but our family has actively chosen not to be a part of Christian sports for this reason. Now, I don't have anything against Upward or any of those great programs that are out there, but what I've found is typically you're surrounded by other Christians there. And what I want my children to be around in that environment is people that they won't see at church. And they know when we go to practice, hey, part of the reason why we're here is to build relationships with these other kids, invite them to our church, invite them to hear the good news of Jesus. Let's befriend them and love them. We are missionaries doing missionary work together. Now, what are some practical ways that you could do that at your house? Maybe it's taking out the trash at the same time so you run into that same neighbor. Maybe it's doing a cookout and inviting your neighbors. Maybe it's just getting to know the people that are right at your feet every day that are your children that aren't yet Christians. We are missionaries, and we need to be doing missionary work, not just on foreign soil, but on domestic soil. Know that I'm praying for you today as you're reflecting on these things yourself.